Hey there, crew. How's everybody doing today? Matt here with the Rhinestone World. Can you hear me? Awesome, awesome. What's up, everybody? Everybody have a great weekend? Ready for another wonderful week? Okay, so we're going to have a packed house here today. I actually sent out an email this morning as well, so we should have 300 to 400 of you in here. So just be patient with questions. We have Rudy here as well and Daniel here as well answering questions. So we are going to make sure to get everything answered and run you through all of the new features here with the 2.14. We did make a couple changes on it. So those of you who came and were one of the testers this past week were able to we had two different test sessions for the webinars, and actually all of you, we had 200 something that were in the first one, and we changed everything around so the buttons were a little bit different. So I know some people were getting a little bit confused with the way that the buttons were switched around. We also added a couple more things of some different things that were asked during the webinar. And of course, at the end of the webinar here, all of you will obviously be able to download the new 2.1 version, 2.14 version, which is now going to be available under your order history. So to get the newest 2.14, which is the new release that we have here, you're just going to go to your order history, and you'll now see, instead of the 2.12 that was in there before, you'll see the 2.14 download. And when you do download it, just make sure to go ahead and hit no, because you already have the TRW Stone Wizard installed. You already have the workspace up there, so it's going to ask if you want to create a custom TRW workspace. Just go ahead and hit no each time it asks that, and because that's just going to make sure it updates your current version that you have to the 2.14. Pamela, we actually fixed that as well. So I'm guessing Pamela's question was, do I need to back up my personalized templates before? Now, when you're saying templates, do you mean as far as your mock-ups here, Pamela, for your custom mock-ups? Yes, okay. So custom mock-ups, those of you that have seen how easy it is to create custom mock-ups now, no, Pamela, you don't have to save those. The way that we have it now is it's not going to overwrite that, so you'll be good to go. So you aren't going to have to redo all of that when you upgrade to the 2.14. All of that's going to stay in there. I actually just upgraded it. We actually just finished this down to the wire. I loaded it on my computer literally probably 5 minutes ago with the newest install to make sure everything was working, and you can see the different customs that I had built in there are still there. Okay, so real quick, how many of you, I know most of you were, and I see we have close to 300 of you in here today, but how many of you currently are testers of the 2.14, and you kind of have an idea of some of the different functions that are going on with it? And then how many of you currently have not done anything with the 2.14 yet? Okay, awesome, awesome. I'm seeing a lot of you currently are testers, and now I'm seeing a lot coming in that haven't done anything with it. Very cool, very cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through all of the features again, because I just basically, yes, I created a video on it. And the cool thing is when we do updates like this, you're going to see when you go to the video tutorials tab and you go to the templates tab, all of that is now updated as well. So all of our tutorial videos are currently updated as well. So anything that I go over in the webinar here today, I know it normally takes a little while for us to update it onto our YouTube channel. You already have custom tutorial videos for each button of the new features. So no worries if you get confused. We know that it's the way that we want it now, so we already created brand new tutorials for each of the buttons. And once you download the 2.14, you're working on it tonight, you forget what was right-click, what was shift-click, and everything else. Just click on the tutorials tab and you can get a dedicated video for each one. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go through all of the features and the new features that we did for the 2.14. So very, very similar features as far as everything. We did have a couple recommendations during the webinars that we obviously listened to, thought they would be good ideas. We added those in as well. But just to give you an idea, the biggest difference you're going to see for all of you that are brand new with the 2.14 is right here for your vertical text. And I'm going to go over that in a minute, but you'll see a vertical text button. That's going to be brand new for you. Everything else here is the same. So those of you who have done, how many of you do sleeves or pant legs or different things where you want to turn the text and make it vertical? Well, most of you that know and have tried to create vertical text in CorelDRAW, you know it is a pain in the butt, and that's the reason why we made this button. So I'm sure a lot of you in here probably don't even know how to do vertical text in CorelDRAW, and I'll be honest with you, when I first started using CorelDRAW, I had no clue how to do vertical text. You know how I used to do it, and don't be embarrassed if you do this right now, because I do it, or I did do it before I learned how to create it. I would create an individual letter each time. So if I wanted to do the word dog, I would create an individual letter and line it up every time like this, and then have to move it. And then a W, if you had a W for some reason, W is a little bit wider and it looks weird. So how many of you currently do it this way? Because I know a couple of you do, because if you really want vertical text, you don't know how. I did it this way as well, so don't feel bad, okay? So there is a vertical text feature in CorelDRAW, but it is a pain to do it that way. So how many of you have currently are testing the 2.14 have found the vertical text button to be helpful and make it a whole lot easier? Awesome. Yes, I'm seeing everybody loving it, a whole lot easier. Well, I'm going to go over that. First thing I'm going to go over is all of our template tabs. So if you go to the Templates tab for creating our magic templates, you'll see everything here. This layout is all completely different from the 2.12 or any earlier versions. Now, I know most of you are wondering what happened to the 2.13. The 2.13, the only reason why we didn't do it, superstitions, the bad luck, number 13. So you didn't miss 2.13. We just didn't want to have bad luck with the software. So we skipped the number 13 and went straight to the 2.14. Okay? All right, so you can see the Templates tab here. So we see Create Templates. So that's going to create our TRW Magic templates, okay? Next, you have Magic Rhinestone templates. So I tried to put it in different categories to make it as easy as possible and not confusing for you, okay? So create templates, that's just our basic create TRW Magic templates, and I'm going to run through each of the features here in a minute. Magic Rhinestone templates, that's our Stone 2 Plus cut and our Stone Overcut, okay? So I'll go over those as well, but that's just for rhinestones. Then we have Magic Vinyl templates. So that's all of you that are using your heat transfer vinyl and you want to do a double cut or 2 rotations on the heat transfer vinyl. If you're using a holographic or a glitter or something like that, it's going to create the double cut for you in the software here. Next, we have our Magic Multi-Decoration templates. Now this one's really cool because what it's going to do, it's going to be able to tell in your file whether you have a rhinestone design or a heat transfer vinyl design, and then it knows to do the 2 plus magic cuts on the rhinestone version for your template material, and then it also knows to do the double cut on the vinyl part for your heat transfer vinyl. So that gives you that option as well. And then down here, we just have a couple different bonus cut options that are some of these options right here, but then you can do it on the fly if you have an existing design that's already all color separated and everything else, okay? So let me go ahead and run through these and show you exactly how they work and the different functions that we included in them to make them pretty awesome, okay? So this right here, this is just a baseball design template from one of our baseball magic templates. So we created this. It's a local school here, custom number 23, position. We did Mustangs baseball. As you can see, it's 2 colors, but none of this is actually grouped together or anything, okay? So the software is going to be able to tell the different colors to do your color separations, and it knows to keep those together. So for example, let's just pull this one off to the side over here, and I'm going to do a couple duplicates of it. So I'm going to go here, here, and we'll do this one, and we'll do this button right here actually has 4 different options. Even though it's one button, it's got 4 different options for it, and I'm going to show you what each of those are. So what all of you know right now is we have the Mustang Spaceball. You know, left click on the TRW Magic templates, and there's my 2 color separations. Okay? So, Michelle, there is a way with the bonus cuts. I'll show you how to do that. Michelle asked, is there a way to do the overcut feature with vinyl? I've had the past design that could use some overcut. Well, now with the overcut, Michelle, what we actually do is it's almost the same thing as the 2-cut. It's a lot harder to do an overcut to find out where those endpoints are. With a circle, it's always going to go in a circle, where with the design, it's always going to be different. So that's where we would just do the actual double cut for the vinyl part of it. Okay, so that was just our regular templates that you know of right now. Now we added a couple different features. So let's say this right here is going to be for heat transfer vinyl. Okay, well, with the normal way of the 2.12 and below with the wizard, what you would have to do is you would have to highlight this and come up here and mirror it and then get it ready for heat transfer vinyl. Okay, so now it's ready for heat transfer vinyl. Well, if I want this to be heat transfer vinyl and I know it's going to be heat transfer off the start, then all I'm going to do is come over here and I'm going to right click on my TRW Magic templates and it automatically mirrors it for me. Okay, how many of you think that'll be a good feature for you? That it's going to do an automatic mirror for anything heat transfer vinyl, and the only difference you have to do is right click it and it's going to be mirrored for you. Okay, it's going to make it a lot easier so you don't have to worry about it later and try and if you forget to mirror it or whatever it is. Okay, well, next thing we have is how many of you out there are currently doing sign vinyl? And what if you're doing a 2-color or a 3-color sign vinyl car decal? Okay, how many of you out there, if you're doing this is a car decal going on the back window of a car, let's say, and if you're doing a 2-color sign vinyl, how many of you are eyeballing it to layer them? So you cut both of them all out, you lay the one down, you hold the other one over it, you eyeball it. Every once in a while, a little static electricity or something, and it'll pop up on itself and it ruins the whole decal. So it makes it a lot more difficult. And when you eyeball it, you're going to be off-centered at different times. So again, we wanted a feature to be able to help you with that in the wizard. So if I highlighted my design, I knew this was going for 2-color sign vinyl. I want to create registration marks. So if I come over to my TRW Magic templates and I shift click, so I held shift down and clicked on it with a left click, that automatically color separates it and puts your registration marks on it to be able to layer the vinyl very easy. So this is going to make your layering of your car decals, your signs for window signs, for anything with multiple colors of decals. This is going to save you a lot of time, make it a whole lot easier for you to do those multicolor designs. So again, brand new feature here with the mirror and with the registration marks to be able to do something. Now we don't really have a purpose for it yet, but we also, since we already do the functions, if you shift and right click, it's going to mirror it with registration marks. Where when you're mirroring it, you're going to use heat transfer vinyl anyway, so you aren't necessarily going to need those registration marks because you know it's just, you're going to press that first part of the design and then easily be able to line up that second part. Where with the sign vinyl, as soon as it touches each other, then you're not getting it off, and that's that finished decal. Okay? So that is the TRW Magic Templates part. Any questions with the Magic Templates there? Just the single button up top here? Way to keep the color of the, Richard, we don't have it where it's keeping the color of the vinyl onto the templates. I mean, we can definitely look into that. If that's something that you think would help, we can get that in on the list. And the only reason why we didn't is because we had looked into that, and when you're using a yellow heat transfer vinyl or yellow sign vinyl or something, if it were the exact same color yellow or something like that, it would be really hard to see it. So that's why we just made it so it changed colors every time. So it's very easy to see your design where it's never going to match it, okay? All right, so that's our first button, the TRW Magic Templates. So let's go ahead and delete the templates here. And make sure, I know a lot of you are asking questions, Rudy and Daniel are answering them here, but make sure the live webinars like this, ask as many questions as you can. They'll be able to answer them even if I can't stop and answer it. But we want you to get as much as possible with the live webinar like this to be able to help you out, okay? All right, I'm just reading through a couple of the questions real quick. Okay. Okay, and I see they're answering them. Great. So baseball mom design right here. So now I'm moving down to the next one, and this is our magic rhinestone templates. Now the initial magic templates, that's still going to work with everything else as well. So actually, let me show you that real quick. So if I left click on my TRW magic templates here, there's my 3 colors for my rhinestone template material. Okay. Mirror is... Noah, the right click is to mirror it. Left click is just to create the templates. So that created templates right there, but check this out. What I can also do is if I highlight my design here for the TRW Magic templates, so watch, I'm going to left click on this one right here and watch what it's going to create me. Okay, so it created my football, it created my love, it created my rhinestones, but what's wrong with this? Why isn't it ready to go yet? What do I still need to do with this design before it's actually ready to send to my cutter? Okay, correct. Yep, I need to mirror it, but I don't need to mirror all of it, right? Because if I mirror all of it, then the rhinestone part's going to be mirrored, and then it's not going to work. So what I can do is if I click on this multi-deck design, okay, and then I come up to my TRW Magic templates and right-click, now the software is smart enough to know that, hey, this is rhinestones. Keep that the original layout so I can cut my templates. And then this is heat transfer vinyl, so mirror that so I know that I have to mirror these two, which it's already mirrored, and this one stays the same. Okay, pretty sweet. So again, we're trying to take as much thinking out of it as possible, because when it does the color separations like this, yeah, you send this to the cutter, you cut your sticky flock, then you go send this, and you're like, oh man, I forgot to mirror the heat transfer vinyl part because I just cut the sticky flock and I didn't have to mirror that. Well, our solution to that now, highlight the design, right click on it, it's going to do the rhinestone part regular, and the heat transfer vinyl part is going to be mirrored for you automatically. When you select an object, how do you delete that? I've tried the delete key. Tracy, sometimes, like if I just highlight the object and hit delete, it's going to do that. There is different times in Corel. It's just a little thing in Corel where if you hit delete, it doesn't move it for some reason. If you just move the design a tiny little bit and then hit delete, it'll delete it for you. It's just a little weird thing with Corel sometimes, so that may be what you're experiencing there. Okay? All right, so next button we have down here is our Magic Rhinestone templates. Okay, so with the Magic Rhinestone templates, it's going to be for designs that have stones, obviously, but it's for only rhinestones. Okay, will it show that it's double cut? Thomas, for the way that you'll be able to tell it's double cut is to move the object. There's not really a way for it to say it's a double cut or not for your heat transfer vinyl. For the rhinestones, you'll see it hollowed out, and that's how you can tell. So here we go. We got a stone 2+ cut and a stone overcut. So let's see what we can do here. Now this one is named Magic Rhinestone Templates because these 2 buttons are just for the rhinestone versions. Okay, so if I duplicate these here and I left click on my stone 2+ cut, what that's going to do is it's going to create my perfect color separations, but your vinyl cutter doesn't have to have 2 rotations because there are some cutters and software out there that don't allow you to do 2 rotations. Well, the wizard actually tricks your cutter into doing 2+ rotations. So here's our circle. The blade's going to drop down. It's going to go 1 circle, 2 circles, and another quarter turn, and never lift the blade up. That's going to make it a lot easier to weed because it's going to be hitting that one little spot that causes the issues 2 separate times. Okay, so that's our 2+ cut. Then we also have, if we highlight it, our stone overcut. And our stone overcut, what it's going to do is it's going to drop the blade down, go 1 rotation, and a slight overcut. So you'll hear a lot of different companies that say, oh, our cutter is so awesome because we offer an overcut feature. Well, now it doesn't matter what cutter you have. With the Wizard and Corel Draw, you have an overcut feature and you have a 2+ magic cut feature, okay? So that's where even the Silhouette Cameo and different cutters like that can now do an overcut and a 2+ cut, all right? And then we also did add one more option to this, and it was actually an option that we didn't even have, and when we were doing our webinar last week, someone requested it. We thought it was a great idea, so we appreciate it. And how many of you out there are currently doing anything? We call it baby bling, where you cut out a rhinestone design and you actually cut heat transfer vinyl. So you're going to cut your glitters or your holographic. The reason why we call it baby bling is that's what we use for our so-called blingy rhinestone version on infants or toddlers, okay? So the awesome thing about baby bling is that you don't have to worry about them chewing on the rhinestones or biting on the shirt or choking on it, anything else. It's your actual rhinestone design that you see here, and it weeds pretty easy because it weeds out all the inside of these circles. And it's actually just glitter or holographic heat transfer vinyl, each one of these circles. So you don't have to weed out every circle. It actually weeds pretty easy. So what we did is if you hover over these buttons, we have a cheat sheet at the bottom here. So if I hover over that, that says the color separation with 2+ magic cut, or right-click to mirror for baby bling, okay? And that's for your rhinestone designs. So if I highlight this design right here, and I come over to my stone overcut feature here, and let's go right-click, you can see it actually mirrored it now because this has to be mirrored to cut our heat transfer vinyl with. Okay, so these two buttons are the only ones that actually mirror a stone design for heat transfer vinyl, because we know on these other features you don't want your sticky flock templates to mirror. Okay, so it's only in the rhinestone templates here. And again, I explain all of that in the tutorial videos on the video tutorial tab as well. Okay, any questions on that? Are many of you doing the baby bling yet for infants, things like that? Yeah, awesome. It's great and it's safe and it makes it a lot easier. We actually have a video on our YouTube channel. If you search baby bling, it'll pull it up, and we actually go through a whole demo of it, pressing it and everything, and show you what it looks like outside. It looks pretty awesome. On some of them, it looks like it actually blings more outside than the actual rhinestones do. Okay? All right. Next, we have, we use the holographic and the glitter, Linda. It all depends. So we mix it up. You can use all different types of materials with it. So next one here is our magic vinyl templates. Okay? So magic vinyl templates is for all of our vinyl designs, but this is going to do the 2 rotations. So if I highlight it and click on vinyl double cut, then what it's actually doing, it's creating 2 squares and 2 Mustangs and 2 baseballs. But what it also does is it depends on your cutter, but what you can do is you can actually, it tells your cutter to cut the Mustangs and then the Mustangs again. Because some of you will notice when you do a double cut on something, it'll cut this part of the design, then it'll cut the square, then it'll cut the 23, then it'll cut this, then it comes back to the main part of the design, and depending on what vinyl cutter you have, your tracking may be off a little bit, and it might not cut it perfect. So what we do is we try to make it actually cut in order to cut your Mustangs, and then your baseball, so it tracks a lot easier. You're going to get a lot cleaner cut. And then, of course, in case you want to do a double cut on any sign vinyl, you could come up here and, well, obviously we can right-click on our vinyl double cut, and that's going to do our mirror for our heat transfer vinyl. And then we can move this up one more, and we could shift-click on our vinyl double cut, and that's going to give us our registration marks. What if we have studs with different shapes other than round? Just the round, Noah. You're only able to brush in the round. Like, for example, if you have a star or something, Normally we use those as accents if we do something, so you would normally hand place those or just place them one at a time and heat press them, but they just won't brush in because of the different shape, okay? Why do you double cut on vinyl? The reason why we double cut on vinyl is you'll see a lot when we're using our glitter heat transfer vinyl how much easier it weeds. So it's a great scenario as far as being able to do it, because what you can do is you can actually decrease the downforce of your vinyl cutter to cut that thicker glitter or holographic vinyl. Decrease your downforce a little bit, which is a little bit less wear and tear, but it makes it weed a whole lot easier. So those of you who have not tried a double cut with your glitter heat transfer vinyls, if you're having any issues with glitter heat transfer vinyls, then you could definitely do that, and you're going to notice it is going to weed a lot easier. Okay, so next thing we got here is we did our vinyl double cut, so that's anything vinyl. Vinyl double cut and stone 2+ cut. So what that one is, that's for our multi-deck design, okay? So if I highlight my multi-deck design and I left click on vinyl double cut plus 2+ stone cut, what that's going to do is it's going to create a 2+ cut for my rhinestone part, which is my template material, and then a double cut for my other. Now obviously if this were for a shirt design, I wouldn't have left clicked at all. I would have just came over here, vinyl double cut and stone 2+ cut, and I would actually right click on it, and now my rhinestone template material is done with a 2+ cut, and my heat transfer vinyl is mirrored with a double cut. Okay? Maurice, I noticed Maurice said, I tried a double cut and noticed that the cuts don't always stay even. That's just going to depend on your vinyl cutter with a double cut. So, and that's why I was talking about the way that it tracks, to where we try to make it so it cuts the love right in a row and just kind of keeps going, and then it cuts the square. But depending on the quality of your motor, depending on the quality of the vinyl cutter, that's where you could have issues. Also, the size of the actual cut that you're using, okay? So definitely check. And one other thing you definitely want to check with something like that is check your cutting strip. So if you have grooves in your cutting strip, then what will happen if you have grooves is it actually pushes the vinyl down into that groove a little bit, which can cause, when you're doing a double cut or even a regular cut, to not get a good clean cut on it. So always check. Everybody always checks their blade, but more importantly to check that the actual cutting strip on your vinyl cutter, because if you have a deep groove in there, it's going to cause you issues when you're cutting. Okay? All right, now I'm going to show you these bonus features down here, because I see a lot of you asking, and the only reason I haven't been asking them is because I'm going to answer them all right here, is, okay, how can we do like a mixture of both? Like I saw someone say, hey, can I do a stone overcut with a vinyl double cut? Can I do a stone single cut with a vinyl double cut? And can I mix and match those all around to do different things? Okay, well, we definitely can, and that's what I'm going to show you how we can actually do that. So we knew that basically these options right here were our main ones we wanted to do. So we wanted to get those main ones that we use all the time, make sure all of those were in there for easy buttons there, but then give you the option to basically do whatever you want, okay? So let's say, for example, this design, let's do the multi-deck design, and I'll answer your question, Kathy, right here with the football. Yep. So Kathy asked, for the football template, would you make the weed box smaller? Yes, definitely would when we're using heat transfer vinyl, because we don't need registration marks or anything, so very easy to do. So we got the Love Football right here, and we come down here and we just do a left click on our TRW magic tips, or let's do a right click because we know we want it for heat transfer vinyl. So there's our right click. So here's our design. Now what Kathy was saying is, hey, I'm wasting a lot of heat transfer vinyl right here. All I need to do is grab my box and drag it over, and now I'm not wasting nearly as much. Okay, make sense to everybody? So now we got the different bonus cuts. So what I can do is I can say, you know what? This love part of the design, it's only a single cut. I'm cutting Easyweed with that, so I only need a single cut. This design, I'm going to cut our football leather, and I want a double cut. So highlight and just left click on vinyl double cut, and now it's a double cut. Okay, so you can see double cut in there. All right, now what I can also do is I can come over here and I can say, hey, I want this rhinestone part to be a stone overcut. So highlight this design, click on stone overcut, and what our stone overcut's going to do, oh, not on that stone overcut. Sorry, I created another template there. Let me go back. We're on our bonus features. So I'm going to do a stone overcut, and now this is a stone overcut. So you can do any of them you want on the fly. So this one again right here is a single cut. If I want it to be a double cut, highlight and just hit vinyl double cut. And then what that's going to do is you can see there's two boxes now instead of just one. And there's two love designs now instead of just one. Okay? So basically the reason why we did these bonus cut features is to allow you to have any combination of any different option we have here in the templates. These obviously are the most popular ones that you're going to use the most. But, hey, you might have, let's just say you have some old files or you already have them all color separated and you say, man, I really want to double cut that. You don't have to delete this, go back, recreate it. You can just highlight and double cut, okay? So again, the vinyl double cuts are mainly used for your glitter heat transfer vinyl and your holographics. So anything with your thicker heat transfer vinyls is where we're doing our double cuts. And then we did have a lot of you that ask, hey, I just want a basic weed box. I just want a button where I press it and it puts a weed box around it. So highlight my design, click on weed box, and it's just going to create a weed box over whatever design you have selected. So right here, weed box, there's a weed box. If I wanted a weed box just around that right there, I click on it, there's a weed box. So just a very easy weed box, kind of, again, these are kind of our on-the-fly buttons of, hey, I just want to create a quick weed box around this and go ahead and cut it. Did we trap the football in this design? We sure did, Larry, and I'll show you right here. See, this football has the magic trap on it. So when I go behind the scenes, you can see that it's got the trapping method built in it. Okay. All right, perfect. So I think that is it for the template part of everything here. What do we have any questions as far as the different templates here, as far as the functions? And again, I already created all the tutorial videos in here, so you'll just click on whatever button you want, and it'll be me explaining step by step what you do for a left click, what you do for a right click, what you do for a shift click, what the right click's going to do, if it's going to weed it, everything else. So all of those are already built in here for us, okay? So when you're doing words, can you put weed boxes around each word? Yeah, you definitely could, Gia. So let's just say we had Mustangs and we had 4 different Mustangs here. I could just come to my templates and I could put a weed box around this one, a weed box around that one, a weed box around this one, a weed box around this one. So very easy to do as far as just adding a quick weed box around anything you want. Okay, so I see a lot, and I know Rudy and Daniel are on it. I see a ton of questions coming through right here. So they're going to keep answering those while I get over here to the vertical text options to show everybody how that works. I think, okay, Debbie said, I think she means when doing sign vinyl, since it's a bear to weed. Yeah, you could easily, even on sign vinyl, you could do things like that. You could put a weed box around the word, and I know what you're saying. So with sign vinyl, a lot of you, if you're creating a bigger design, you don't want to weed the entire design at the same time, or you could easily just draw a box around it as well with your rectangle tool, okay? Okay, so next thing we have here is, I'm going to go off of my templates here real quick. I see one more. Clarify my question. If I were using the new Magic Template multi-deck file, click on the new multi-deck template button. Yes, correct. So real quick for the multi-deck, you're going to use, depending on what you want to do with it, Pamela. So for example, if you wanted a double cut and a 2+ cut, or you just wanted regular. So this is just to create regular single cut templates that has all the options. So if you want to do a multi-deck design, all you would do is right click on TRW Magic Templates, and then it's all done for you, and it automatically mirrors the heat transfer vinyl part of it. Now, if you wanted the double cuts and the 2+ rotations, then you would right click on the multi-decoration templates, and then it knows to do that. Okay, so this is double cut and 2+ cut for the rhinestones. This is single cut and single cut, but the heat transfer vinyls are mirrored already. Okay? Did that answer your question, Pamela? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to our Edit tab here, and you can see vertical text. So I'm going to show you how hard it is now to do vertical text. So I'm going to type out vertical. And does anybody know currently, and I'm sure some of you do, how to do vertical text? You saw how I used to do it when I would type in each letter. Do any of you know how to do vertical text in CorelDRAW already? There is definitely a way to do it, but I'm seeing most of you are saying click vertical text button. Yep, I'm glad that you're saying that because that means it's making it easier for you. But yes, there is a way to get your text to be a vertical text. It is kind of a pain and a lot of different things that you need to do in CorelDRAW, but our solution to it is we have vertical, and we come over and hit vertical text, and there it is. And then instead of, just like before, you use the side, left and right. If it's horizontal, you just use the up and down to arrange our spacing, and that's all done. So there's a perfect vertical text right there for the word vertical. If I want to switch it back, I can actually switch it back to horizontal. So what it does is it just toggles back and forth between vertical and horizontal for you to make it easy. Okay? So very easy right there, self-explanatory. The button does exactly what it says, and the one thing that most people weren't understanding off the start or didn't know is if you did want to get it back to a actual horizontal text, you could just click on it again. So all I did is I typed out vertical and I hit vertical text. Kay, yes, we are actually going to be working on something with that. We're going to be working on some mock-ups for sleeves and some different pants and things like that, especially now that we have the vertical text like that. But just to let you know, with the new way to do your custom mock-ups, in the meantime, if you guys have a specific sweat pant or something that you sell, you can just take a quick picture of it and make your own custom mock-up and use the vertical text. Okay? All right, so here's what I'm going to do now. Is I'm going to give you a quick little example of some templates to be able to do something with the vertical text. So let me pull in just a sample. These are just some blank templates that we have available. These are on the website, and then I just grabbed a couple of our vector designs with it. So, and I went over this last week with everybody to see, but show you how easy this is to actually do. So, vertical text. If I wanted the word vertical to go in that blue, I could just, if I did it with the magic envelope right now, and I have my text and I shift click to this blue right here, and I did a magic envelope, that's going to create it double. Okay, now if I do it the right way and click on the actual template first, shift click to the text, that's going to create it like this. So that would be pretty hard to weed, right? And doesn't look very good. Can't even read that it says vertical. So that's why obviously you need vertical text for it. So I'm going to switch this to a vertical text, click on the item area I want it to go to, shift click to vertical, and there you go, and it's going to drop it in there perfect for you. Okay? So with these different templates, you're going to be able to see all the different ways to be able to. So if you want it to go into the magic temp vertically, then you just make it a vertical text. Okay, so let me just show you a quick sample of one we did. I think we did Southeast, so one of our local high school teams here. We got Southeast here, and just duplicate that real quick. Seminoles. And then what we did here is I did SHS. So you can see with these templates, I have a wider version and then a thinner version. So with this thicker version right here, what I did, yes, these templates are available, and I'll show you where they are. As soon as I get through this, I'll show you what they are and where you find magic templates like this. But first thing is the purple right here. So if I wanted, let's say we're doing for Southeast Seminoles, what are we doing today? We're doing volleyball today. So I wanted volleyball. Click on my purple, select same color, shift click on my volleyball, and then who knows, do I magic envelope or do I magic place? Which one, magic envelope or magic place if I'm putting an object in there? Correct. I'm going to right click on magic place and it drops my volleyball into every single one perfect for me. Now what I got is I got Southeast and Seminole. So the blue right here, I'm going to select the same color, shift click on Southeast, and what am I going to do? Magic envelope or magic place? Now we're going with text. Magic envelope, exactly. So right click on magic envelope, there's Southeast, and then let's shift click to Seminoles, right click on magic envelope, and that's going to drop that in there. Now I'm going to show you something pretty cool here. We got SHS, okay? So with this SHS, what I'm going to actually do is I can do it a few different ways. So I'm going to go to this SHS, and I'm going to turn it to a vertical text, okay? I'm going to scrunch it up here a little bit, and I'm going to go place and fill, and let's just change to a different color here. And let's just do one island to the outside, and let's see what 0.08 looks like. We'll see what that is off the start. So that's not bad right there. So I could probably go a little bit more. Let's go 0.1 and an island fill. Now I'm going to do another island fill at 0.15. So I created two island fills there, okay? And I'll change the colors just so you can see kind of what we're working with. We have three different colors. I'm going to right click on my X to get rid of my blue outline. So this is what we have here. So what I want to do is I want to hollow out this yellow part right here. So I'm just going to click on the yellow, shift click on the pink, and I'm going to come up here and hit trim. Now when I move this yellow out of the way, you can see it's my background showing behind it. So it's pretty cool because now what I can do is with this two-color design that I created, the one thing you need to make sure is just group it together. So now these two colors are grouped together. I can click on my brown, and before we group it together, let's get our colors right. So let's say we wanted this to be orange, okay? Highlight this design. Let's group it together. Now I'm going to go brown, select same color, shift click on that. It's vertical, okay? And let's go magic envelope, and there you go. So pretty sweet right there, the way it just drops it in there. And it can be a one color, two color, five color design. It doesn't matter. So that's where I always try to tell people is the TRW Stone Wizard isn't only for rhinestones. So you could do this for your print cut machines. You can do this for sublimation. You can do it for screen printing. You can create all your different designs for any type of business that you do and create something pretty cool like this where it just drops it in there perfect for you. So pretty awesome looking decal here. So of course, let's say they chose which one, let's say out of these two right here, which one do you like the best, the left or the right? I'm going to guess most of you are going to select left, and then we'll have a few rights in there, and I like being right. So looks like most of you said left, and I see everybody saying right now that I said that. I like it. Okay, so let's say we wanted this to be the volleyball to be orange as well, and then the black area to be black there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just making sure that they're all the same color. So this is a vinyl decal. So 5x6, pretty good size for a vinyl decal actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to change them to white here. Or let's even do gray just so you can kind of see it still. I want you to be able to see it. I don't want it to blend in with the screen too much. and watch what I can do. Highlight my design, go to templates, TRW magic templates. So I'm going to go shift left click, and there's my decal, 2-color vinyl decal to be able to make with my registration marks. So very easy to do right there. And then I can highlight my design. I can come over to my mock-ups and my accessories, and I can go to logo, TRW logo. I don't need a watermark or anything. I'm just going to do a front design. I can click onto my actual vinyl car decal, and there's that decal perfectly placed onto a car to show the school what it's going to look like. Okay, so color separations, everything. And pretty awesome looking design to go on a car decal. I mean, this is one that I think you could sell pretty easily to a lot of the different high schools around your area. Okay, so let me delete that. And any questions real quick with the actual vertical text? And I see Daniel and Rudy are knocking out most of the questions that are coming in here, and that's awesome. But everybody see how I did that, how I did the 2 colors to do the 2-color text in there and get that built in there as well. I'm just going to Control Z back here a few times. Okay, good, awesome. Everybody's following along good, which is very good. That means you've been coming to some of the webinars and you're learning Corel Draw and the Wizard, which is even better. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, no questions, vertical text. Everybody's good with that? How does it look with a bigger letter with a W? Okay. What it's going to do, yeah, with the wider W, good question, Noah. With the wider W, yeah, the W always is going to get distorted a tiny bit when you do anything like that because it's so much wider than your other letters. Yes, definitely. Tracy, yes, shoot us an email, Tracy. No problem. Hope everything's okay. Okay, so now what I want to do, and I want to show you a couple things real quick. So we get a ton of questions, especially with all this, all the different magic templates. Show you where those magic templates are real quick. Let me go to the website here real quick. And on the website right here, you're going to see, if you go to the Rhinestone World, these are the different fundraising packs. We actually came out with some new fundraising templates. So at the end, anybody that wants to stay for an extra 5 or 10 minutes, wants to see how the fundraising templates work with the existing fundraising pack that we already have, hang out and I will show you exactly how to do those. But I'll show you where the actual templates are here. So if you just go to Design Downloads and Magic Templates, you're going to see these are those magic templates that I was just working with. Okay, so these are those magic templates. Now to get your download of the version 2.14, all you're going to do is go to your order history on the website. So if you just go to your order history on the website, then you're going to see a new download in there, which is the 2.14, and that is going to obviously allow you to have all the new features that I'm showing you here today. And then we do have some different, you can see a lot of our designers are already working on different things. Many of you have the collegiate magic template pack that we released last week. The dog pack here, we actually have a new graduation one, love one with a bunch of different love sports in it. So you can see a lot of the different magic templates that we're creating now. The baseball design that I was working with is in our baseball magic templates right here. So anything with the magic templates makes it very easy. Can we see how one of them? Yes, you definitely can. Yes, and also Lisa, today's 2.14 download is different than, so any of you that are currently testers, you do need to download the newest version because it is different. It does have some different functions as far as the right clicks, the shift clicks, and everything. And the version you have doesn't have the tutorial videos built in either. So everybody does want to download the newest version, okay? Yes, we're already working on that, Phyllis, the cheer one. Yes, definitely are. Okay, so you can see these are our blank magic templates. So those of you who want to do something of a sport that we don't already have, you can actually create your own and use the magic place with your different items from, for example, like all the vector designs and the sports balls that come with the fundraising pack. So let me show you here real quick, and I'll show you the ones that I was using in the webinar today. So on the fundraising pack right here, you'll notice that we have different packs that are available with it. So there's a soccer ball, baseball, volleyball, football, and it comes with 20 different designs, okay? And it has wrestling on it as well, Thomas. You know it, buddy. So that's our complete fundraising pack, and I'm getting a lot of questions on can we see how the magic templates actually work. Of course, I can run you through that real quick and show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in one of them here. So we have, let's see, let's pull in this one here. And I'm just going to pull it in with curves. So let's go ahead. When you bring in your EPS file or whatever it is, this is what it will come in like, okay? So this is actually the new template. This is called our High School Decal Pack 2. So it has all the different high school sports on it to build in with your actual fundraising packet that we have. So the cool thing about these that we're going to start releasing now is they actually come with an exact replica layout of the decals that you got in your current packet. So all you need to do is print this out, and then you have all the different files. So it's kind of like an add-on pack of designs to your fundraising pack. So you can see this one has more images of all the sports compared to all of the balls of all the sports. And this one is already released. So we actually just released this one today. And I'll show you how it works. But you would just print this out, and instead of the ones that you have with your current fundraising packet, you would just insert this and use the same order form. And then you can put in your custom, so everything's customizable, and that's what's so cool about it is, you know how we enter our magic, we use Magic Place for all of our features. So you grab your logo, Magic Place it into here. You can actually come in and edit this stuff if you want, but you don't need to. Again, we want to make your life as easy as possible. Now, if for the actual consumer or our end user, someone give me a high school name. So for example, like Southeast Seminoles or Lakewood Ranch Mustangs or something like that. What kind of, I got Coronado Cougars. So we're going Coronado Cougars was the first one. Kelly, quick trigger. So I'm going to go Coronado. And what was it? Cougars, right? So I'm just going to go Cougars. So I'm going to go Cougars. So all I did was type out Coronado Cougars here, okay? So we're ready to make a cool looking fundraising packet for them and show them what all these awesome designs look like with their high school. Click on the pink, click on select same color, shift click to Coronado and magic envelope. Click on the blue, select same color, shift click to Cougars and magic envelope, and there you go. Okay? What these are kind of options to where if you want to allow them to add a custom number or a position. Obviously in cheerleading you're not going to add a custom number, but in football you would. So very easy to add it to all 20 of these designs right here, and these designs are now ready to cut. I mean, they're cut ready now for when that fundraising packet comes in. So real quick, we have gymnastics, football, basketball, boys, girls, then we have field hockey, we have regular hockey, softball, baseball, wrestling. We actually have 2 wrestlings for you, Thomas. We have getting ready and right after you just won. We have lacrosse here. We have girls golf, boys golf, 2 swimmings. We were trying to find this was our female version of the swimming because they always have the caps on. You can never see their hair anyway. Then we have the boys lacrosse, we have soccer, girls volleyball, and boys volleyball. So that is the high school pack 2 that we actually just released. Okay? and I'm getting a lot of questions as far as where do you find the different things. So right here, if you go to design downloads or fundraising pack. So we're going to put any of them that are completely done like this, we put in the fundraising packs, okay? So this one, for example, that I just showed you, the high school pack 2, is going to retail at $50. You're getting 20 different vector designs. You're also getting the magic templates with it. You're also getting the printout for your fundraising packet already done as well. So you don't have to do anything but print it out and bring it to your school or league or whatever it is. Okay? So 50% off, and we always do that the first day. So tomorrow the price of this one will actually go up. Today it's $25. These right here are our decal fundraising templates. And I see you guys are asking, what does that mean? What that means is we know that how many of you out there, you like a lot of these designs, but your school may not offer field hockey, or you may not offer this or that. Well, we want you to be able to create custom order forms as well. So this is a template pack. So just to give you an idea of what the template pack means is, let's say, for example, you want to do a fundraiser for 12 decals. Well, there it is, the exact same layout for 12 decals. Let's say you wanted to do one for 20 decals. Well, you can change them all, and I'm going to show you how to change them. Let's say you wanted to do one for 4 decals. Well, here's a 4 decal pack, okay? And I do see a question with boys gymnastics. We do have some boys gymnastics on our website already. So we don't have any gymnastics in this pack, just cheerleading because it's the high school pack. But we're going to come out with other high school packs as well. But just to show you how cool it is what you can do is we wanted to keep the same color, the same layout, so it blends in with your current pack that you have now. So we gave you the exact same layout of everything. Now what you can do is, let's say you weren't going to use custom numbers and stuff, so let's get rid of these real quick. And you wanted the Coronado Cougars for cheerleading, so I'm going to group that. You wanted it for swimming, I'm going to group this. You wanted it for boys soccer, I'm going to group that. And you wanted it for girls soccer, and I'm going to group that. So now what I can do is click on I'm just going to ungroup it, click on my yellow here, shift click to Coronado Cougars, and I can drop it in there perfect. I want the next one here, shift click and drop it in there. Next one, shift click, drop it in there. Next one, shift click, drop it in there. Now you have a completely customized decal order form to be able to give to that school in a matter of seconds. And it's the exact same layout, so you don't have to try and recreate all this. And then inside Corel Draw, you can change this to SWIMMING, swimming, and put your SKU number. Okay? So we were getting a lot of requests for this, so we figured, hey, let's create them some custom templates for you to be able to do that yourself, because you might only want to offer 4 decals or 6 decals or 12 decals or 20 decals, whatever you want, and you might want to hand pick your sport. So you could pick different ones from all the different decal packs that we have, or create your own vector designs to be able to add to it. Okay? All right, perfect. Any questions at all? And I'll show you again. I'm getting the question as far as where are those again. So let me try and pull this up here for you. So these, when you're on the Rhinestone World website, and for those of you that are new and are seeing it for the first time, what do you think of our Christmas spirit logo up here at the top with the blinking Christmas lights? That's one of our designers, Sergio, did an awesome job with that. So pretty cool looking, getting in the spirit. Awesome time of the month right here. And we are going to have a crazy giveaway coming up. And we haven't decided on a real name for it yet. It's something for the 12 days of Christmas. We were thinking the 12 days of Blingmas. What do you think? Anybody have a good idea for it? We're going to do 12 days of giveaways, and then we're going to do an insane giveaway at the end of it. Anybody have a cool name for us? Do we like the Blingmas? We need to have something bling in it, I'm sure. The 12 sparkling days. Make it Guillermo said a 31 days of giveaways. the 12 days of sparkles, the 12 days of bling bling. Ooh, I like the 12 days of bling bling. The bling days of Christmas. Okay, we're gonna save all these and see all these awesome ideas that are coming in, because we got 320 of you giving us ideas right here. So I'm sure we'll be able to find a great one. So keep them coming in there, and we'll find something good to be able to go off of to name it. But that's going to be starting here soon, and for the last day, we're going to do a crazy giveaway. So you guys know how we do our giveaways. Well, whatever giveaways we've done before, blinging in the holidays. Ben, that's a good one there. But you guys know what we do for giveaways, so this is going to blow away all of the normal giveaways that we do. So again, we like to give back to you guys and everything that you do for us, so we're going to give to you guys as well. So let me go ahead and show you where those are real quick. So go to Shop Products, we go to Downloads real quick, and we just go to Design Downloads, and this is where the templates are. Oh, I'm 2 minutes over time, so I'll show you real quick because I know everybody wants a coupon code, right? So, and we're going to do something different with the coupon code this time. We haven't never done it before, but it'll be a good idea. I think you guys will like it. So this is where the actual magic templates are. So these are all the different magic templates that you see that we were working with. And then if you go to Shop Products and go to Fundraising Packs, that's where you're going to find the customizable templates that I was just showing you for your fundraising pack. And then also our first release of the add-on pack, which is for our high school decal fundraising pack. So both of those are on there. Again, both of those are 50% off today. So they're 50% off the first day when we list it on the website. So if you think those are something that will work for you, you definitely want to take advantage of them because the prices will go up on those tomorrow. So now time for a coupon code. So what we want to do here, a little bit different for the coupon code, is we normally do like, okay, we'll do 20% off download files, or we'll do 5% off this, or we'll give you a free file. But then we can never make, obviously, everybody happy, because some people say, oh, what about heat transfer vinyl? What about this? What about that? What about this? So this is what we're going to do for this one. What we're going to do is we're going to do a coupon code, and the coupon code is active now. It's TRW WIZ 1014. Okay, that's 1014. And what that is going to be, it's going to be 10% off of most things on the website. Now, when we do coupon codes like this, they're only good for 2 hours, okay? So what we want to do is we want everybody that took time out of their day to come to our live webinar to take advantage and to be able to take advantage of the coupons. So just to show you right here, I'm going to bring it in. So even these designs right here that are 50% off right now, you'll get an additional 10% off those. The only thing that it excludes, obviously, are the full business starter kits, and the other thing it'll exclude is the full business starter kits. It will exclude the sticky flock template material. I know, I'm sorry. But the sticky flock template material, and then your major things like the vinyl cutters and the heat presses. So anything with your, oh, of course, we never discount the software. But any of your rhinestones, any of your Chemica, your pattern vinyls, any of your FDC sign vinyl, any of our Siser heat transfer vinyl, our bling anything material, our bling anything sheets, any of our download files, the actual fundraising pack, it'll be off the fundraising pack as well. It'll also be off all of our blank design, or all of our blanks as far as the different tote bags and koozies and headbands and all of that stuff, 10% off that. And then also all the tools and accessories. So 10% off all of that stuff, so you can throw anything that you need in there. And let me get back and show you the coupon code again. It is TRW WIZ 1014. Can you add? Yes, we're currently working on that, Jen. Jen asked if we could add the red leather to the Chemica mockups. Yes, we are currently working on adding some of the new stuff we got. We are also, just to let you know, we should have it in, it shouldn't be too long. We're going to start carrying all of the removable wall vinyl. So those of you who do wall words and put the different designs up on your walls, we're going to start carrying the removable wall vinyl. And we're also going to, our goal is by Monday, we're going to release and get listed on the website all of our mini t-shirts for the 18-inch dolls. So for all of the American Girl dolls to be able to customize all the American Girl shirts, we have shirts specifically made for that. We have about 6 or 7 different colors. So we will get those up on the website. We're hoping by Monday. Barb, we'll look through. Rudy, Barb is saying the coupon code's not working for the TRW blank fundraising template. So, Rudy, just make sure it's got the 10% off for the fundraising templates and the fundraiser as well, or the fundraising pack. Okay, perfect. So, I know we went a little bit over here, so I apologize for that. But hopefully, like I ask in every single webinar we do, is obviously, is there at least one thing that all of you that came today, one new thing that you learned? The great thing about when we put new features is I know for a fact everybody learned at least one new thing because we didn't have that feature in the wizard before. But hopefully, my goal is when we do all of these webinars, when we do all these trainings, to teach all of you as much as possible about the software, about the program, and make your life as easy as possible. Because the easier it is for you to create design, the easier it is for you to mirror, like little things like right-click to mirror your templates and double cuts and little things like that don't seem like a lot until you don't have them. And then obviously that's when you're going to run into the issues with them. So that's where hopefully those are helping you a ton. All the different features that we put in are helping you. And I just want to make sure, I'm seeing some people are trying to use a coupon. We just want to make sure everybody's good and everybody's good with the coupon. And it looks like everybody's saying coupon is working now, I think. Yes, good. Okay, perfect. Well, again, thank you all very, very much for coming today. Sorry it took a little while to get the download there for you, but I'm glad everybody is good to go now, and you're able to have fun with your new 2.14 with the vertical text and all the different template features. Remember that 10% coupon code that you can use on all those different things, and the new template packs that we came out with the fundraising packs and everything else, 50% off today. So, and you can use the 10% coupon code on it. So 50% off plus the additional 10 is 60% off. I'm good at math. But I appreciate it all of you coming, taking time out of your day, hanging out with us for an hour and 36 minutes. We love doing this and hanging out with you guys, get to know you. And like always, you knew we weren't going to leave early and leave you hanging, so I'm glad we were able to help everybody out, get everything found for you, and now you guys get to go have some fun. So definitely take advantage of the coupon if you need anything, and we appreciate you coming by. Thank Rudy and Daniel for answering all the questions here. I thank all of you for everything that you do to help us out, and hopefully these videos help you out as well. But if you are still having any questions at all with it, just give us a call. We can definitely help you out right away and make sure you're getting what you want, okay? All right. All right, crew. Well, thank you very much. If you do have any questions, make sure to give us a call. The number is 941-755-1696. This is Matt, Rudy, and Daniel with the rhinestoneworld.com, and you guys all have a wonderful day.